Hi, kind regards. My name is Carlos Alcalá, and I'm going to show you what is the AI Strategic Leadership, which is a proposal for an advanced course designed to be done in master programs at business schools. So I've been already working with different business schools, and I was teaching them AI for different type of masters. And at some point, I was requested to develop a whole subject to go more in depth into the topic of strategic leadership and how this technology is going to modify and impact the different industries, and how leaders have to adjust as quick as possible to these new tools, because otherwise it doesn't make sense to learn an old skill in a world that is completely changing nowadays. So let's see this comprehensive training for leaders who will master AI in global organizations, and they are going to become the top leaders for the next decade. So either you learn how to use AI in a strategic way, or you are going to be outdated very, very soon. So let's go. And just for context, so my name is Carlos Alcalá. You can connect with me, Carlos Alcalá Marcos. You can connect with me through LinkedIn, or you can also go to my YouTube channel, which at the moment is in Spanish, but all these videos can be translated automatically thanks to YouTube. All right, so I'm a transformation partner for AI in your company, and I help you with the strategy, development, education, and management, like long-term management of the different tools that we'll implement. So we can develop the tools, we can implement them in your company, we can train your staff, and then we can manage those systems for the long term, at the same time that we develop a strategy of how to implement those tools that are going to make the highest ROI for your company. So let's go with the training. The overview is like, imagine a world where electricity has just been invented. Would you study the best way to start a fire? So AI is this electricity of the future. So if you're learning how to start fires, I'm letting you know that this is not the skill that you're going to use. So AI is transforming strategic leadership. That's 100% a reality. And we have transitioned from an emerging technology to become something that is everywhere in all the business process. So there is a lot of subjects that are focused on the technical aspects but not on the strategy, and this is a core skill for managers in the future. So if in your business school you are teaching future managers, this is something that you need. And there is this training gap in business school where they are not teaching this type of content, right? So this proposal is a subject to position business schools as benchmarks for digital leaderships and AI strategy. So if you want to teach the best of the best for your team, this is what you need for your students. It's a strategic approach, it's not technical. We are adapting the content for the different regions, and we teach them practical methodology. So we want to focus on real cases to give them real tools that they can apply from day one. And it's flexible, the implementation. Market analysis, we can see that 78 of schools have already put some AI into their curriculum, but there is no strategic leadership. It's more about ethics, decision making, and applications, but there is no integration of this strategic leadership. There is high demand of AI for sustainability, for transition, and for the innovation, and there is different opportunities. So there is this gap in strategic for education, and then there is lack of regional focus, which is so important because the problems that one region has is different to others. So for example, we are now developing different projects with Chile, and they have a set of different very specific problems where we can apply different AI solutions, and that's like fundamental to adjust the content to the different regions. And now, sorry, these are like some business schools in Spain and in Latin America, and how much of the integration of AI in their curriculum are. So we can see that some schools like SADE, EA Business School, they have some innovation programs, but sometimes it's not enough, right? So the opportunity is to expand to a whole subject, or to propose like a dedicated strategy expertise. So there are many opportunities, there are many gaps. So if you are watching this from a business school, you know that we can implement something of this, covering a gap in your market. Now, the opportunity. So from technical focus, there is many of these subjects that are focused on AI as technical needs. Now, what we are looking for is actual implementation. How can we train your leaders into AI in a way that they can utilize these tools as soon as possible for strategic decisions? as well as focus on ethics, because for them is going to be the biggest challenge. Like, how can they understand the technology enough, understand the implications, understand what's going on behind it, so they can take decisions that are adjusted to the regulation of their regions as well. So remember that this is going to take some organizational change, and also the ROI. So we need to be very aware of, we can implement many solutions, but what are those solutions that are going to bring the biggest return on investment? So you can position the school as a pioneer on the training of leaders who excel in strategy and implementation of AI, right? So it's not just technical understanding. The goals of the program. So we are going to prepare the leaders for the new era of AI, and this is already happening. So we want a comprehensive approach with strategic vision, technical competencies, and ethical reasoning. We want to transition executives into AI leaders. That's fundamental. They need to understand the technology, they need to understand what's going on, and then adjust their skills to that. They have to align their competencies with the market demands. So we need to train these managers to be able to respond to the changes that are going to happen for the technology in the following years. And then we need to generate this for your institution. This is going to be a game changer, because the moment that you position yourself as an institution that is focused on AI and training leaders on AI, this is going to change how you are perceived on the market. So we are going to develop strategic thinking with AI, ethical leadership, investment evaluation, management of hybrid terms, and also we are going to learn how to mitigate the risks. This is the content, this is the syllabus. So we have one module of fundamentals and strategy, another of leadership and risk management with AI, and then applications in finances and applications in marketing. We can modify some of these modules depending on specifically which type of students are we working with. So maybe we are working with data analysts, and then we include another module on data analysis. So we are flexible on this, but this is an example of how 80 hours course looks like, with the different modules, the different classes, and the different content. And in all of them we have cases, and we have the work that they have to do. In the best of the cases, we also are partnering with different companies within your area. So we will take care of contacting the different companies and propose them that they take some of your students to do some work inside them and to apply some of the things that they are learning, right? So we have interactive workshops and then analysis of real cases. This is what a 40 hours looks like. There is a bigger focus on fundamentals and strategy, and then leadership and application. Because the time is more limited, then we have to focus more on strategic foundations, the business model, the ethics, the governance, the implementation strategy, and the financial modeling as well. So you can stop the video and take a look. And also, if you comment on this video, or if you have found this video, you probably have the presentation. In case that you don't have it, just send a message either through YouTube or through LinkedIn, and then I will be sure that you receive the slides. And then we have the practical cases and deliverabilities. So we are going to look for business cases: Netflix, Uber, Inditex, BBVA, Santander. So from different industries, either retail, banks, groceries. We have also transportation, to have a broader understanding of different type of business where AI has been implemented. And these are like big companies. We can also show to your students how to implement AI in cases where the companies are smaller sizes. And there is the leverabilities for each module. So strategic fundamentals, leadership, finances, and investment, and marketing and experience. Right. So the competitive differentiation, we are not focused on the technical. We are going to go for the strategic approach. We have a unique regional orientation, so we can adjust this depending on where we are teaching this content. And then we are using practical real methodology. So we can use simulations and projects within real companies and not just exercises. We have strategic frameworks, we have ethic frameworks with our ROI calculators, and then we have an implementation strategy with a step-by-step framework for implementing organizational AI strategies. So for the integration, we have different modalities, so we can adjust and adapt to the different curriculum structure. So we can go a specialized elective, transversal module, or a specialized track, also depending on how many hours do you want to train your students. So we can go for 80, 40, or 20, as we mentioned. So we can go modular, adaptable, and for regional cases. So we adjust it not just in the format, but also in the region where we are teaching it. And for the methodology, we focus on experiential learning and the high leverage of creating a network that will be useful for later for your students. So we use business simulations, collaborative workshops, projects with real companies, and executive mentoring, international networking, and practical toolkit. So we can help them to connect with executives and experts and AI professionals to foster this specialization community for later when they have different positions on their companies. Implementation, we do a pilot, then we can even like train your own staff, your own trainers, and we can go with curriculum support with educational materials, updated case studies, assessments, and support resources. This is a timeline that it can be applied like this, or we can even accelerate it. So first, a preliminary analysis. So through a series of conversations, we can design a specific curriculum that is adjusted to your region, and also we can start finding the companies that are willing to take some of your students. Then we can do a pilot training in Q4, and then in Q1, Q2, then we have the assessment, enhancement, we iterate on this, and then we expand on it. And finally, we have here. So that's the information, and then if you want to contact me, you can do it through hello@plaincamp.com. We can do it through LinkedIn. Here's my phone number as well, and then some of the questions. What profiles should the student have? So this program is offered to students with interests in strategy, technology, or innovation, perfect for MBAs and perfect for master studies. How does it integrate with the curriculum? We have already explained that this can be adjusted, and it can be in person, it can be online, and it can be for 80 hours or 40 hours as preferred. And then the different materials provided, so we do them, we cover the whole syllabus, practical cases, teaching guides, assessment, implementation frameworks, and access to the resource platform. And the cost of implementation, so we have different models depending on what option do you choose. So feel very free to send us an email, and we can agree on the details. Thank you very much. My name is Carlos Marcos, and I hope we start talking very soon in LinkedIn. See ya.